Namo Buddhāya. खुश रहे.
Bhante is saying, say thank you, and you will know. The knowledge will arise, the wisdom will arise, what to say thank you for. Because the thank you will bring up gratitude in the heart, and then you learn to recognize blessing. You learn to see the things that you didn't see before as blessing, and you realize, oh, actually, this is supporting me, this is bringing me benefit. And then you can see that thing. All the things that you're taking for granted before, you start to see this is a blessing, this is a blessing. And it becomes a great source of Dhamma happiness. Because the more you say thank you, the more you realize how many blessings you have in your life around you that you didn't see before. And then you can feel happiness for little things, very simple things that before you wouldn't even notice. In where I grew up, the water almost never gets cut, never like not running. So I have this subconscious program that when you turn on the faucet, the water goes. But I needed to retrain. Oh, actually, when the water is running, it's a great blessing. And if we don't say thank you, then we will learn the lesson the hard way, because when the water is not running, it's a great suffering. So we can't flush the toilet, we can't wash our hands, we can't wash our bowl after eating. And sometimes this has happened in the place that we stay. For example, in Sri Lanka, we stay in forest monastery and they get their water from a well. At that time, the rain wasn't enough in the summer and everything dried up and they had no well water. So they needed to manually, some of the upasaka upasika would were driving a tractor to the monastery to bring big basins full of water to the forest monastery in remote village area, very far away from any city. So they needed to take the water there, and then it was very limited water supply. And our the kuti where we stay was up on the mountainside from the main part of the monastery. So usually, if everything is okay, then they have a pump, and the pump sends the water up to the kuti. But in this time, not enough water, so I needed to go down and take a big bucket and shuttle water back and forth from below many times. And if I didn't do that, then we didn't have water to flush, we didn't have water to wash, and even sometimes in the kitchen when we needed to eat, when we after we ate, we need to wash our bowl. We didn't have washing water. It was to that extent. So I learned the hard way. What happens when you don't say thank you? What happens when the water goes? You experience, oh, okay, when there's running water, maybe it seems like a normal thing if you don't have the right perspective, but actually, it's a great blessing. And so that's why I need to say thank you every time we have the running water. So one way to reinforce this practice and to appreciate blessing is when we have the thing, before we lose it, when we still have it, contemplate the potential suffering of not having that thing and how that would be. And then that helps us that helps us say thank you for that thing while we have it. Because we realize, oh, if I didn't have this, I would be suffering a lot right now. For example, as monk, we not easily secure always in having a place to stay. Sometimes it's very difficult for us to find a suitable place, and many times we go somewhere without knowing where we're going to stay, even that night, and we are just need to do the blessing, and we see if we can find a place or not. And but the important thing is when we have a room, contemplating how it would be if we didn't have a place to stay. What if we need to stay in the railway station? What if we need to stay on the side of the road? And how that would be. So that's one way to protect the blessings that we experience is by, while we have access to those good things, contemplating, if I didn't have this, how would it be? And then that reminds us to say thank you. Because with certain things, I didn't have that practice of appreciation. The natural effect is when we don't have that appreciation, those things go away from us over time because anicca. If we don't protect blessings, they of course are impermanent and they will go away from us very fast. if we don't protect them with thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's it's such an important practice that again and again I need to come back to it, and still I'm quite difficult with this practice because I still have a lot of that sense of entitlement and taking for granted that I need to remove. And every time I say thank you, I'm removing that poison and cultivating gratitude. So it's a really great practice that has absolutely transformed my life.
Sotapatti sakadagami anagami arahata nibbanang. May all beings be happy, may samsara be empty. Namo Buddhāya.